Well, big changes are coming to SNAP benefits, and they could impact thousands of families across the state. President Trump's so-called Big Beautiful Bill, now law, tightens who qualifies and adds new work requirements.
Good morning, Las Vegas reporter Shakira Hawkins explains what this means for local households that rely on SNAP to put food on the table.
Right now, Nevada has a temporary waiver that eases work requirements for SNAP that expires January 31st of next year. But many of you may be unsure if your benefits are at risk. So I went to the state to get you answers.
How much do you get now? $469.
59-year-old Sharon Perez says even with SNAP, it's hard to keep up with her bills. As a full-time caregiver for her mother, she worries these changes could put her benefits at risk.
It helps a great deal, but it's not enough still.
For locals like Perez, when the waiver expires in 2026, many more Nevadans will need to work to keep their benefits or risk losing them. So what's changing? Here's a breakdown. SNAP work requirements, which used to stop at the age of 54, will now increase to 64. Parents will only get an exemption if their children are under 14. And automatic exceptions for veterans, the homeless, and former foster youth are being eliminated. State data shows nearly 133,000 Nevadans could be affected. Nonprofits like United Way of Southern Nevada are already working to help locals.
Federal funding paused. United Way activated the Emergency Assistance and Community Needs Fund to fill the gap in vital services going forward. This fund provides immediate relief to significant programs that we know are being cut back.
To keep SNAP, some recipients will have to work or join an approved job program at least 20 hours a week and prove it with pay stubs or records. Again, while these new rules don't start right away, state leaders say it's unlikely to be renewed.
They're very concerned. I don't want to go hungry.
State officials tell me the most important steps that families could do is stay informed and prepared because these changes could impact families all across the valley. For Good Morning Las Vegas, I'm Shakira Hawkins.
And if you have a consumer concern or believe you're being targeted by scammers, Shakira can get to the bottom of it for you. Just scan the QR code that you see on your screen, or you can send her an email at shakira.hawkins@ktnv.com.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Alana Petrie. New tonight, major changes to SNAP benefits begin taking effect Monday. It is tied to President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill and cuts nearly $300 billion from the program. As Brianna Moreland explains, families in Central Illinois are bracing for what those reductions will mean to the support they rely on. Brianna?
Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program experts tell me many people are anxious, even fearful about what life will look like once those cuts take effect. According to the Illinois Department of Human Services, more than 31,000 people in Champaign County receive SNAP benefits, along with over 25,000 in Macon County and 34,000 in Sangamon County.
People are scared about how they're going to live. We're seeing rents increase. We're seeing cost of everything increase. People are really taking a hard look at what they're going to do. They're really questioning how they're literally going to live.
Adani Sanchez says one of the biggest changes is an expanded work requirement. Previously, adults ages 18 to 54 without any dependents had to show proof of work to qualify. Under the new law, that age range now extends all the way to 64.
Illinois was able to get a waiver so that people could still get SNAP benefits even if they were not working, sometimes disabilities, sometimes having no caretakers available or no child care available makes it harder for people to work while getting some of these benefits.
That waiver is set to expire January 31st of next year, unless something changes. Sanchez says another major change is in how much states are being reimbursed. Instead of the federal government covering 100% of SNAP benefits, states will now receive less, leaving Illinois to make up the difference. Exactly how much less remains unclear, as experts are still waiting on details from the federal government.
How are we going to keep people at the same level of benefits? Are we going to have to fill in the gap of funding, or are we going to have to reduce who's eligible for SNAP benefits? Or are we going to have to reduce the number of people working to process these applications?
I also spoke with the Eastern Illinois Food Bank, which expects to feel the impact as more people turn to food pantries for help.
We are continually thinking about how we increase our response to that by seeking out additional food donations and being able to provide those additional resources to the pantries and soup kitchens that we serve.
Sanchez urges families to keep their information updated with the Department of Human Services and pay close attention to their mail because that's where notices about eligibility and benefits changes will come. She also tells me biggest changes are expected to show up in February when the Illinois waiver expires, but she warns that things can change at any point in time. Working for you, I'm Brianna Moreland.
Thank you, Brianna. Champaign County healthcare consumers will host a community informational session on September 11th at the Champaign Public Library. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and be sure to watch more videos from Fox, Illinois.
Don't go! I got to. It's time to screen for colon cancer. Also, I'm just going to the porch.
Cologuard is for people 45 plus at average risk, not high risk.
False positive and negative results may occur. Ask your provider or request Cologuard online.
If you rely on SNAP or know someone who does, you need to pay attention to this next story. New rules will impact thousands of people who count on the benefits to feed their families. Our Nydia Hahn is here to break it all down for us, and you have some important advice, Nydia.
Yeah, I really hope people pay attention. SNAP stands for the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, and there are steps many recipients can take to keep the benefit, but they need to act right away.
It's been really, really hard.
Sandra has 2 teenage children and works as a foreign language translator.
Our work is not steady.
So Sandra relies on monthly SNAP benefits to feed her family.
We really need it. Every penny helps us.
She'll need extra help soon. Sandra is having surgery next week after she was recently diagnosed with breast cancer.
I won't be able to drive. I won't be able to do much of anything.
In Philadelphia County alone, an estimated 475,000 people receive SNAP benefits, but many could lose it. New rules went into effect this week under President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill. They require certain recipients to prove they work 20 hours a week.
The Pennsylvania Department of Human Services sent out a checklist to people who are becoming subject to this requirement starting September 1st.
Right now, the requirements apply to recipients 18 to 54 who do not have a dependent child under 18 in the household and are considered mentally and physically able to work. In November, the rules will expand to cover more people, including Sandra once her younger child turns 14. But there are exemptions.
For example, people who have a disability,
or those who make at least $217.50 a week before taxes, have a medical condition, or care for a sick family member.
Other people who can be exempted are those who are receiving unemployment compensation, people who are pregnant.
The exemptions are laid out like a checklist sent by mail by DHS. So look for it, and if you qualify for an exemption, complete the form so there's no interruption in your benefits.
We don't plan to be on it forever, the rest of our life, but we do need that help.
You've stressed over your grocery bill lately, and you are not alone. A new poll revealing that most Americans are worried about paying for food at the store. Scripps News national correspondent Avajoy Burnett is with us now, live from our Washington, D.C. newsroom. Avajoy, how are people feeling about their grocery store visits?
Well, a lot of people are saying those grocery store prices, they're really stressing them out. We're talking about items like apples and ground beef. They've gone up 7 and 10% when compared to just 1 year ago. But experts are saying even if tariffs aren't the sole contributing factor here, they could be making things even worse. Americans are feeling the pinch at the grocery store.
It's depressing. And I don't know, difficult to, wrap your head around about how much you have to spend to make a meal for somebody.
Rose Neighborhouse is among those looking for ways to stretch her money when shopping for food.
I always look for bargains. And then if something is on sale, I'll buy that because I know it's on sale. And then if something is just way overpriced, I just do without.
Most Americans say they're stressed about the cost of groceries, with 53% saying it's a major source of stress, according to a new Associated Press NORC poll.
Used to be you go in with $30, you could buy a week's groceries.
A lot of us are on a fixed income.
and we can't afford the higher cost of everything.
The price of all food is up 3% from a year ago.
I don't know how much of the ongoing inflation is connected to tariffs, but tariffs are only expected to worsen what we've seen with respect to price increases.
William Ridley is a professor of agricultural economics and says while current price hikes at the grocery store can't solely be tied to President Trump's new tariffs, they could impact many goods in the store.
Fundamentally, tariffs are going to make imported goods more expensive, and a lot of the goods that comprise consumers' budgets, U.S. households' budgets and what they spend money on, things like coffee, things like cooking oil, that sort of stuff, we really anticipate that prices are going to go up in a big way.
And lower income Americans, they're feeling the pressure the most here. According to experts, 6 in 10 people who earn less than $30,000 a year, they're saying that the grocery store prices, it's a major stress for them. And when you go up the income bracket here, people who are making about $100,000 or more each year, they're also saying this is a major stress for them. But those numbers go a little bit lower. It's about 4 in 10 of those people, Nate.
Yeah, obviously, grocery store is pretty big, a lot of aisles. So, Avajoy, where have we seen prices rise the most so far in grocery stores?
It's something that we have been talking about for the last few months. Eggs have gone up, according to the experts, about 20% when we compare to the same time last year. But it's also important to note that eggs have gone down about 10% in the last month. And then other items like beef and veal, they have gone up about 10% year over year. Those aren't affected by tariffs, but experts are saying it is possible that tariffs could start to affect other categories of food in the future, Nate.
Scripps News national correspondent Avajoy Burnett, thank you.